You guys know that chord? You know what's really funny? Sit down on the piano sometime and play that exact voicing. G, B, D, G, B, G with your 6 fingers. It sounds so dumb on the piano when you play that. It's the dumbest sounding voicing of all time on the piano, but that's what guitar players think is cool. So yeah, you know why it sounds dumb on a piano? I'll tell you why. Because that's all too close together. Just going that low on a piano, playing root third and fifth, that low is sounds silly. It's like children's music. You would never do that. But guitar players don't even think about it. So yeah, but that chord worked for a lot of songs. Yeah, and man, what a great day yesterday and today. You guys know I come alive like one of those inflatable lawn decorations in the fall. Like I've talked about Uncle Larry. Larry's rising, blowing up, big. In the fall, Larry comes alive. The feeling is electric in the air in the fall. Trip to which. I hope everybody's doing great. I had a blast, as promised yesterday. I drove the old convertible out to a sweet little city called Fairview out there in Tennessee. It's my new favorite place. I'm going out to Fairview all the time now. That's gonna be my new kick for a while. Lots of cool stuff out there. Antique stores, cool music store. As a matter of fact, I'm going to paste a little something on the end of this video to give you an idea of how badass Fairview is. Fairview strong. Had a fun day. Got a fun day going today. We're, Steve Gorman and I and Mikey Mills from the REMs are going to get together in the studio. We've been working on some stuff, just goofing around. And I was talking with Gorman this morning. He came over the other night. We were watching football, and I love that kid. God, sweet guy. But he's got that, he hosts those morning radio shows. He said, I've been up since 6 a.m. this morning, son. We call each other son. And playing the hits, of classic rock hits for people. And I said, man, give him some Toll, man. Give him some Cross-Eyed Mary. And he said, Toll is the answer to most things. I've been listening to Toll all morning and drove my kids to school. Listen to My God. Remember that one? Fuck. That's a good one. And I'll say this on camera. The flute playing in My God on the album version is in its own way as rock and roll as anything that anyone has ever done with a distorted guitar plugged into an amp. That shit, what a talent, that guy, Ian Anderson. Man, you guys clearly know, I've said a million times, you're probably sick of hearing me saying it, absolutely my favorite acoustic guitar player in the history of rock and roll, hands down. No one even close. Yes, there have been some great sounding acoustic guitars recorded on rock records like Pinball Wizard, things like that. But nobody can touch Ian Anderson in his prime on an acoustic guitar. I don't give a fuck if you like Jethro Tull or not. That shit is amazing. Listen to the guitar closely with headphones. I'm going to tell you this for the 100th time. Wondering aloud. Listen to it when you hang up. Put some phones on. Listen to that acoustic guitar playing. His touch, no compression whatsoever on the guitar in the track. He's playing a small body Martin, but his touch, his dynamics, and his feel, and his note choice, and his rhythm, the best shit ever. Ever. And it's very Bert Jansch-ish, yes. It's very English folk, the way he plays. Sounds like John Renborn and all those guys, which I love all that stuff. It's great. But man, Ian Anderson and the flute playing and the singing. Come on, man. I mean, music is so much better now. Okay, so I want to tell you something. This is important. Remember, I'm putting this down. Putting the corporate guitar down. I'm going to show you this corporate guitar. This bridge, right? The Space Control Bridge that was found on all your 60s Gretches. Great bridge, great sounding bridge. Very unique because you can adjust these wheels to space the strings however you like. One problem. It's a straight bar bridge and they're totally out of tune. It's a great sounding, great concept, great bridge, except useless because you can't get them in tune. Guess who came out with a Space Control Bridge that is actually intonated? Just take a guess. If you guess Music City Bridge, you are right. I'm going to put a link. If you got an old Gretsch, just buy this fucking thing. I mean, I'm telling you, it's cheap, very affordable. I asked Josh if they came in gold, but I think at this point we only have them in nickel. But it's not, this is an original bridge, but I've had the Space Control on this, or one of the new ones on this guitar. It's amazing. And I've had it on other Gretches. I've tried it, the prototypes. It works amazing. The bar is bent like a lightning bar so the wheels are intonated. Fucking great idea. Who came up with that idea? Wonder who thought of that. Pretty genius. No, I'm kidding. I came up with the idea, and the guys that actually have real brains actually made it happen. Those boys are good. Over at Glazer Instruments. They know what the hell they're doing. I got a couple interesting questions here in the VCB, and then I'm going to get to work. Hey, Tom, what's the worst guitar tone on any amazing classic rock record? Easy. Crazy Train. I love Randy Rhoads as much as the next man, but even my kids, when we're driving around in the car and listening to Crazy Train, my son will be like, Dad, that guitar sounds terrible. Yes, it does. The only redeeming quality about it is the fact that they have it loud as balls in the mix. He's rushing his ass off, playing through all those verses. Barely, the drummer's trying desperately to hold him back. But it creates a feeling, and it's loud as hell, and it sounds amazing in context. And it's a big hit record. And it defined a period in many of your lives out there. And there are going to be a lot of backlash from people saying, what the fuck are you talking about, Larry? But try to listen to it objectively. It's not a great guitar tone, okay? But hey, man, that's just my humble opinion. You know, what the hell do I know? What else do I got in the VCB? I had a couple other things. Oh, one guy said, what do you think about all these guys that do these guitar arrangements of classic songs? You know, there's a whole trend of people doing that. And even Uncle Larry occasionally will dip his foot into the one-man band thing where you work up an amazing arrangement of some classic song where you're trying to play all the parts at once. It's a good party trick, but personally, it's like a tribute bands to me. It's silly. Okay, there's people making careers out of this. Write a song, man. How about that? Write something. Let me hear you play that, and then we'll talk. Okay? Anybody can sit at any instrument and work out all the parts of a classic song and do it at a party and make everyone go, wow. But it's yes, it can be difficult, but it's, personally, it doesn't move me. Because it's like, what did you know, I'd rather just listen to the record if you're going to try doing that. It's like, if you could write something that has stuff like that going on, I'd be like all into it. But just covering other people's songs and doing that shit, no, it doesn't move me. And I admit, I sometimes do it, just fucking around because I'm bored. But I would never just want to sit around and do that shit all day. Fuck that. Thanks for all the kind comments about the video yesterday. It seems like you guys are enjoying it. And I wanted to say special thanks to a guy named David Nightingale for throwing a little something in the tip jar that's bigger than the usual donation. And I appreciate all donations because they all help. But David must have been drinking last night when he threw something in the tip jar. He said it's for Leo's go-kart. Because I probably will have to get Leo one, but he's not getting one yet because he ain't old enough. And his mother said, hell no, he's not driving that thing. I respect that. I respect that. I think Marshall's old enough to drive it. And but Leo likes to ride in it. But I'm not going to let him drive it. Not yet. He's only 8. All right, friends, I'm going to go to work. Have a great day. Couple hot takes today. Try not to ruffle anybody's feathers. I don't care. I really don't care. You guys know me. I got nothing to hide. You know I'm not always politically correct. Who cares? All right, friends. Have a good day. Do something cool today. Well, bye. Friends, I told you I'm going antique storing, so I go to this shop out in Fairview, Tennessee, which is a beautiful city. And I've never been here before, and I walk in this room and look at this. Absolute vinyl paradise. Right in your own backyard. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Owned by this gentleman, Rick. Hey, Rick.
How you doing?
He said he's had his place for what,
4 years?
4 years? Look at, how many vinyls you reckon you have in here?
Oh, probably somewhere around 10,000 in the room here.
And all these amazing posters, paintings.
Local artist does the paint work.
This is fantastic. I had no idea that this was here. What's the name of this place?
Buried Treasures.
Buried Treasures.
And this part is Buried Vinyl.
Buried Vinyl. And what address is it?
1611 Fairview Boulevard.
Fairview Boulevard. Would you mind taking 1 minute to tell me some of your favorite records and your prized possessions in this amazing store?
Okay, the prized possession is the International Submarine Band.
Okay. This boy knows his stuff, and he also grew up listening to Yes, Genesis, King Crimson, and ELP. Is that a rare album?
Yes, it's Graham Parsons' first album.
Oh my God! On
1968 on original vinyl.
Holy shit!
It's so old, Lee Hazelwood did liner notes. But anything Poco is my favorite.
Amazing.
Poco is my jam.
Poco's your jam. We were just talking about Rusty Young. We were talking about, oh man, look at all these Beatles records. What is the hottest selling vinyl currently in 2024?
Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Okay. You can't keep one in the store.
I keep them in the store, but sometimes it's tough.
What is the stuff you can't give away? What's the stuff you can't give away? No one cares about it.
It's not here anymore.
Okay.
I had all this room.
Like
I had all this room, and I had a dollar bin, but I didn't have it anymore because I had too much good stuff.
Right.
And you were just go with a dollar bin.
Is this the stuff you see in antique stores like the Herb Alpert records?
Yeah.
Nobody wants that shit.
Oh, we've got those, and we've got, I hate to say it, we got Helen Reddy.
Okay, yeah.
But some people want it.
Yeah, Anne Murray. I can't imagine Anne Murray is a hot vinyl seller these days.
Well, I guess, Michael Jackson Thriller also sells well.
Yes. Look at all these.
Pink Floyd, the Beatles, Leonard Skinner.
Right. Traffic. This is amazing, man. 10 years after, T-Rex, Van Halen, Steven Wilson, The Who, we got it all here, friends. Dude, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All these people that watch the show.
Y'all come on out and see us.
Yeah, man.
And
all right.
when you come in, you get a stack of records. I'm known as Monty Hall. Then we'll make a deal.
All right. Thank you. I forgot to ask you, Rick. I'm going to add this onto the video. Of all the people you see wearing T-shirts with a band on them, repping a band on a T-shirt, what is the #1 band you think people wear the shirts without knowing anything about the band?
Probably Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Okay. We talked about this today. I threw out Ramones. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Who else would you throw in there?
They really don't know who they are.
Yeah, and they're wearing a shirt anyway.
Wow, Ramones, that's right there.
Yeah.
Now, you know, a lot of people were Beatles, but of course they grew up with their parents and grandparents listening to Beatles.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd is another
Yes.
that a lot don't know.
It's a fact.
They just, wow, Pink Floyd, but they don't realize that Pink Floyd really disbanded in the late 80s, early 90s, got back together for one album without Roger Waters. And then David and drummer
Nick Mason.
Nick got together and did the Endless River with tapes of Richard Wright.
Right.
That David had in his studio. So they put that album together without Richard after he passed away.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to listen to.
Last question, and I'll leave you alone.
Okay.
Favorite Genesis record? Personal favorite?
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
That's mine too, buddy. 1975 double record, full of hits. Okay,
Good
buddy.
stuff.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.